Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Constable Stephen Spencer, Winnipeg Police Public Information Officer. I have two matters to release on today. When I complete those releases, my partner, Constable Pat Sadak, will speak to a multi-vehicle collision that occurred on the southeast end of the city. Information contained in our media release may relate to issues of violence or trauma, which could be distressing to some individuals. Be mindful of your well-being and consider whether or not engaging with this content is appropriate for you. My first matter is some serial robberies that occurred between January 1st, 2025 and January 10th, 2025. During those dates, the Winnipeg Police responded to multiple reports of commercial robberies at various hotels and licensed establishments, including restaurants and bars throughout the city. The suspects used stolen license plates in order to avoid detection. During these robberies, the same masked suspects were armed with a handgun and bear spray. In one instance, a victim reported seeing a hand grenade. The suspects demanded VLT money and/or cash from the employees at the establishments. None of the victims were injured as a result of these robberies. The following is a list of involved dates, locations, and a brief synopsis of each occurrence in the order that they occurred. So we had on January 1st, a lounge in the 1100 block of St. Mary's Road, a commercial robbery. January 6th, a lounge in the 1300 block of St. James Street, a license plate was stolen. Later used on the vehicle. On January 6th, near the intersection of Brunel Street and Notre Dame Avenue, another stolen license plate. On January 6th, a lounge in the 600 block of La Flèche Street, which was a commercial robbery. January 6th, a lounge in the 500 block of St. Mary's Road, also a commercial robbery. January 6th, a lounge in the 2000 block of Pembina Highway, a commercial robbery. January 8th, a lounge in the 3000 block of Ness Avenue, another commercial robbery. January 8th, a lounge in the 100 block of Dumoulin Street, another commercial robbery. January 8th, lounge in the 100 block of Osborne Street, a commercial robbery. And a fourth one on January 8th, a lounge in the 400 block of Main Street, which is a commercial robbery. And then on January 10th, we saw a lounge in the 1600 block of Regent Avenue. There was a commercial robbery. And the last one that we're reporting on is January 10th, a retail store in the 500 block of London Street, which was also a commercial robbery. As a result of the combined efforts of all involved, a 41-year-old male suspect and a 33-year-old male suspect were identified. On January 14th, at approximately 10:09 a.m., members of the tactical support team conducted a traffic stop near the intersection of Portage Avenue and Fort Street and took a 41-year-old male suspect into custody without incident. That same day, on January 14th, at approximately 5:28 p.m., members of the tactical support team again conducted a traffic stop near the intersection of Ellis Avenue and Langside Street and took the second suspect, a 33-year-old male suspect, into custody without incident. A personal quantity of methamphetamine was located on the second individual at the time of his arrest. At approximately 8:40 p.m. on January 14th, that evening, the Major Crimes Unit executed a search warrant in the 600 block of Furby Street, seizing several items in relation to the robberies, including several weapons. Matthew Gibbs, 41 years, of Winnipeg, has been charged with the following offenses: armed robbery using a restricted firearm or prohibited firearm times 9, disguise with intent times 10, theft under 5,000, robbery, possession of property obtained by crime under times 2. He was detained in custody. Daniel Redcliffe, 33 years, of Winnipeg, has been charged with the following offenses: armed robbery using a restricted firearm or prohibited firearm times 10, disguise with intent times 10, possession of scheduled substance methamphetamine, possession of a weapon, fail to comply with a condition of release order times 3, theft over 5,000, or sorry, theft under 5,000, possession of property obtained by crime under 5,000, and robbery. He also was detained in custody. My second matter I'd like to deal with is a robbery carjacking. On January 15th, 2025, at approximately 6:30 a.m., the Winnipeg Police Service responded to the 500 block of William Avenue regarding a carjacking with a firearm. Central District General Patrol officers learned that a 43-year-old male victim was in the parking lot of the above location when he was approached by a 23-year-old male suspect who was armed with a sawed-off shotgun. The suspect demanded money and property from the victim, took the keys to his 2016 Hyundai Santa Fe, and made good his escape. The victim was not injured during this robbery. At approximately 8:26 a.m., Central District General Patrol officers observed the victim's vehicle traveling westbound near Sargent Avenue and Furby Street and attempted to conduct a high-risk vehicle stop. At this time, the 24-year-old male driver fled, colliding with a City of Winnipeg transit bus and a Winnipeg police vehicle in his attempt to escape. Shortly after, officers from the traffic division spotted the stolen vehicle, as well as general patrol members, on Kate Street near McDermott Avenue, and observed 4 occupants run from the vehicle. Following a brief foot chase, officers apprehended 2 of the occupants, while the other 2 remain at large. Officers located the sawed-off shotgun believed to be used in the robbery inside the stolen vehicle. Dragus Young, 23 years of Winnipeg, has been charged with the following: armed robbery using a restricted firearm or prohibited firearm, use of a firearm during the commission of an indictable offense, possession of a firearm, restricted prohibited weapon, firearm, or part of an ammunition contrary to prohibition order. There's numerous firearms charges here. I won't go through them all. They are listed, but he's also charged with unauthorized possession of a firearm in a motor vehicle, dangerous operation of a conveyance, and failed to comply with probation times 2. He was detained in custody. Second individual, Kayla Nepanak, 24 years of Winnipeg, has been charged with several firearms-related offenses, as well as possession of property obtained by crime over 5,000 and unauthorized possession of a firearm in a motor vehicle. She was detained in custody as well. And I'll take any questions.
I have a question about the string of robberies here.
Yes.
I think in early December, we heard a similar situation where a person was arrested after 15 different city businesses were hit in robberies. I mean, is this something the WPS is seeing more and more, where there are these long strings of robberies connected to 1 or 2 people, or?
Well, I think traditionally throughout every year, there's often 1 or 2 cases where somebody will go on a spree like that, whether it's for drug use, whatever it might be. I don't recall the one that you were mentioning. I'm not aware of that myself, but it's not something we see that often. And I wouldn't say it's on the rise, but it does happen from time to time. And the police do a great job. We do a great job on the street locating and detecting these individuals and getting them off the street and making those arrests.
Are these the only 2 believed to be involved with this string?
At this time, investigators are still determining if there's anybody else involved, and reviewing video surveillance, speaking with witnesses, that kind of thing. And if there's more arrests that are made, that investigation is continuing.
Do you know what their relationship is to each other?
I don't know what the relationship is, no.
Are either of them known to police?
Yes, they are both known to police, yes.
Maybe the same question for the carjacking
Yeah.
situation. Were the 2 people also known to police?
Yes, they were known to police, yes.
For the string of robberies, what do police make of the brazenness? I mean, these guys were pretty busy.
Yeah, I think that in their minds, they figured out a niche of where they wanted to try and take advantage of some lounges and get some money and do these robberies. Unfortunately, there was several that were robbed, and again, our major crimes division, General Patrol, did a great job in identifying, and our service at large. I know that we receive bolos ourselves, and if any officer knows somebody that's involved in one of these incidents, we'll let the investigators know. So it's really a team effort to come together and identify who these suspects are, and then make sure that we get them back in custody and arrest them.
You know if these robberies happen in broad daylight, at night?
I think a lot of them occurred during the day. I don't have the exact time when they all occurred, so I don't know the exact times, but there were various times throughout the day.
So some of them were in broad daylight, I guess.
I believe so, yeah.
The hand grenade. Can you elaborate on that?
So from what I understand, it was a victim that reported seeing a hand grenade. That wasn't confirmed. There was I'm not sure there was collaborating evidence on that, but um, it was believed to be observed by one of the witnesses. So um, that's all I can say about that. Yeah.
How abnormal would that be, though?
Oh, that'd be very rare. I don't think I've heard of that before here in Winnipeg. I think we've located some grenades here and there on different calls, but as far as using one in a robbery, I haven't heard of that before.
In a situation where suspects are using stolen license plates to avoid being detected, I guess I have a similar question. How common is it for the police sergeants to see that avoiding being caught, and then how do police sidestep that to actually catch it?
Yeah, it's fairly common for individuals to steal a license plate and put it on another vehicle, or steal a vehicle and use it in the commission of an offense. And I think that officers on the street, they're really good at determining whether a license plate belongs on a vehicle. You know, that's why we have our systems that show a good description, the year. Most of our members really know, vehicles. Anyone on the street knows what a vehicle, like if it's a certain year, a certain model, certain color. So it is possible to detect that, and they do a great job of that. So, but it does really help, and it kind of shows a little bit more to just how bad they want to remain anonymous and not get caught. Right? It's not. There's a little bit more thought that goes into it, and it really plays into that motive.
Well, was any of the cash or property, the stolen cash or property, recovered?
I'm not sure at this point. That's something that's before the court, so I wouldn't disclose that anyways. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any message for businesses that the police want to offer, considering they were the ones who were talking about?
Yeah, I believe our investigators, as soon as we realized that this is something that was serial in nature, contacted Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries, as well as I believe it's the Manitoba Hotel Association, to let them know, and so that employees are aware, whether it be description of the suspects that had come out after a couple of these robberies occurred, and let those employees know that if you see this, this, and this, then maybe give us a call. And that we always encourage them to. Anybody that is concerned, sees something suspicious, we encourage them to call us right away. Okay. Pat, I'll turn it over to my partner, Pat.
Thanks, Steve. My name's Pat Siak, and I'm a constable, and I work in the Public Information Office, and I have one matter for you today to discuss as an update. Earlier this morning, at approximately 9:50 a.m., the Winnipeg Police Service responded to a multi-vehicle collision between Fermer Avenue and Plessis Road. There were approximately 20 vehicles involved in the incident. Members of the traffic division, as well as general patrol officers, are currently assisting RCMP with this incident, as this occurred in RCMP jurisdiction. A driver was transported to hospital in stable condition. No other injuries have been reported at this time. Eastbound traffic on Fermor Avenue to Lajimodi Boulevard all the way to Plessis Road is currently closed, as well as all eastbound traffic from Plessis to Fermor. The perimeter is currently closed. We are asking everyone to please stay off the roads and avoid all non-essential travel as road conditions remain very hazardous. Priority on the roadways needs to be given to emergency vehicles so they have adequate space to move around, respond to additional calls for service, and transport patients if necessary. Travelers should be aware that it is illegal to travel on closed roads and motorists could be subject to a fine under the Highway Traffic Act. Further inquiries can be directed to the RCMP Media Office. Any questions?
You just talk about the amount of assistance you guys give to the RCMP on days like this?
Well, days like this, both the RCMP and the Winnipeg Police Service, they try to assist each other as much as possible. And we would assist in this circumstance, directing traffic, making sure people see that roadways are closed, and anything additional that the other police service requires. So we work hand in hand.
Common is something like this, or uncommon?
In terms of
The crash.
the crash, well, I mean, crashes occur on a daily basis. Surely, I mean, we don't see a large pileup as this on a daily basis, but because of the current conditions, the roads out there are really icy, and with storms like this, we would suggest that people stay off the roads, be safe to yourself and as well as others, and have enough room for emergency vehicles to get around. Okay, thank you.